My name is Sabria Hill. I am the school social worker at Circleville Elementary. At the beginning, I was serving the whole district, but then this past year, I was more focused on elementary school kids. So my role looks different kind of all the time, but it's always based on the needs. So depending through the year, there's always going to be needs, and what those are kind of, changes. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. It just depends, but working with families directly is my main role here at Circleville Elementary. With And Smiles, I felt like I was able to hone in more so on two things for the most part, and that was shoes and clothing. So when I first learned about And Smiles, I was like, oh, shoes, we can do that? It was all of a sudden, those floodgates. I was like, yay, shoes! So really jumped in with shoes, and our kids needed shoes and still need shoes now. And then it was this year that I really started getting clothing for our homeless families.
Okay.
And so it was more so, our homeless families, it was emergency, right? So it wasn't just oh, we just need clothes. It was we just had to leave our house and we have nothing but what's on our back, and then our book bags with our school stuff.
Right.
So it became emergency clothing, clothes for that moment and that week.
Yeah.
And so I found myself trying to give 5 of everything. I'd gather what I have, and then And Smiles, 5. That way I knew Monday through Friday, they at least had something to wear different each day. Yeah, so we had a student here that at first you wouldn't have thought that he needed a pair of shoes. Both parents work, and I don't know, you just wouldn't have expected it.
Yeah.
But he had been dealing with a pair of tennis shoes in particular, that the front of the shoe over time, a hole was growing and becoming bigger and bigger. And finally, his mom approached the school and was like, we need some help.
Yeah.
And because actually the sad part about it is those shoes were not going to make it the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I got to see them and I was like, yeah, these aren't going to make it through the end of the school day.
Wow.
So he had been wearing those, not complaining at all, right? And I checked if we had anything. We didn't have anything. It just so happened, I get chills thinking about it, because I requested those shoes while he was with me. And then I was like, you know what? I'll probably have a new pair for you on Monday. And somehow you guys delivered them same day. Yeah. I'm not kidding you. Same day for this
wonderful.
Kid. And so I know, and I actually got to pull him from class to give it to him during recess.
Oh, wow.
And so I pulled him out the side door. He put them on. He was like, I've never had a pair of Jordans before.
Oh.
Put them on, and we threw away the other shoes.
Did you?
I asked, I would say, do you want to keep these? What would you like to do? And we threw away the old ones.
Yeah.
And he wore those, and he went outside to recess. Yeah. And was just flaunting it, And I had a staff member come up to me later that day and was like, you know what? It was just a change in how he was even behaving. Yeah. All of a sudden, it was he put on a pair of confidence,
Right.
And so, I loved it. I still am getting chills. So, love that story. Just homelessness in general, my eyes have been opened. Yeah. That so many more kids are homeless than we think of, and it looks different for each family. But along with that, that's loaded, right? So I say homelessness, that's not the only thing. That's access to the basic needs, having meaningful time to work on life skills that we don't really get when we're in survival mode. Right. And so that's been a big one too. Sometimes, finding housing doesn't fix everything. Right. So it's still trying to figure out the food part, the clothing part, the shoes part, the hygiene part. big as well.
Oh.
So everything that Ann Smiles does is like empowering, right? Like we're clothing people with confidence and, you know, shoes, and with the hygiene, like to feel clean is to be able to walk in confidence as well.
Right.
So it's more, it's getting your basic needs met, but with that, it's your self-esteem, right? It's all these things that like are so important that we're building when kids are in an elementary school building.
Yeah.
They're at the beginning of their lives, and like these are things that they'll need, right? We need confidence, we need self-esteem.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like what you guys are doing is, it's helping, like, I guess kind of build the foundation for that. So that's why I have absolutely loved partnering with you guys, and it's meant so much to me because I see the effects of it.